Hey guys, in this lecture activity, I will be working on number 1, and it is asking us to name the following alkenes. So it's very similar to naming alkanes that we did earlier in the semester, but for these, you may have noticed that there are double bonds, and because of these double bonds, our suffix is going to be "ene" instead of "ane." So methene, ethene, propene, butene, pentene, hexene, and so on. So it's very easy. The rules, for the most part, remain the same. We identify, let me go ahead and erase this. We're going to identify the longest carbon chain, and we number the parent chain, but this time we do so as to give the double bond the soonest number. So even if there are substituents on the other side of the parent chain, the double bond takes precedence over the other substituents. So let's take a look at number 1. Here we see our double bond on this side, so it would be a good idea to start numbering from here, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our longest carbon chain. This will be the parent chain. And because we have 5 carbons, we're dealing with a pent. And the location of our double bond is on the 1 carbon, so 1, pent, and then ene. Number 2. Let's take a look. All right. So again, same thing. We have our double bond here, and I'm guessing this would be a good place to start. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here we also have a 5 carbon chain. Our double bond is on this 2 carbon, so we're dealing with a 2 pent. Again, our suffix is ene. Make sure you remember this. We got in the habit of writing ane for most of these. Now we're making a shift, and we have to get in the habit of writing the ene. Okay, so for this one, we have a fluorine here, and let's just take a look at our little cheat sheet. Whenever we have a fluorine, we're going to use fluoro. Whenever we have a chlorine, we're going to use chloro. Bromine, we'll use bromo. And whenever we have an iodine, we're going to use iodo. So here, same thing. We're just going to number our parent chain, starting from the right, because our double bond takes priority. And here we have a 4 carbon chain, so we know that we're going to have a butene. Our double bond is on the 2 carbon. And our fluorine, oops, there we go. So here we have a 1 fluoro, 2 butene. Again, here we have a bromine, so we're going to use bromo. And it seems like here we have a 6 carbon chain, but let's double check to make sure. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yes, so we have a 6 carbon chain. This is going to be a hexene. And our double bond is on our 2 carbon. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. It's on our 2 carbon. I like to work backwards. It helps sometimes. And then we have a methyl on our 2 carbon. Let me choose a different color. Here's our methyl. And our bromine is on our 5 carbon. So we're going to have a 5 bromo. Okay, maybe it's not a good idea to work backwards. So we have a 5 bromo, 2 methyl, and 2 hexene. So we have bromine on our 5 carbon, we have a methyl on our 2 carbon, and our double bond starts on the 2 carbon. And remember that we name our compounds in alphabetical order. B comes before M, and that's why we listed 5 bromo before the 2 methyl. Alright guys, so here's the next one. Bear with me, I'm learning this with you. So let's just go with the flow. Here we have what appears to be a 5 carbon chain, but again, we always have to double check. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can go either way. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, or 5 here. We're going to end up with the same name. So I'm just going to stick to my first chain. And here our double bond starts on the 2 carbon, and we know it's going to be a pentene. And we have a methyl on our 4 carbon, and we have another methyl also on our 4 carbon, and we have to list both of them. So 4, 4, and this is going to be a di because we have 2 methyl, and let's get this out of our way. And then we have a 2 pentene. Is that right? Yes, let's see. So 4, 4, dimethyl, we have 2 methyls. And then our double bond is on our 2 carbon. And because we have 5 carbon chain, we have a pent and our suffix -ene because we're dealing with an alkene. And let's take a look at this one. Again, name our parent chain. So I'm not sure whether I should start from the left or right. It seems like either way we're going to end up with the same name. So we go ahead and go from left to right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And if we were to go backwards, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And either way, our double bond will start on our 3 carbon. So you can go either way, and you should end up with the same name. So I'm going to stick with my first chain, and we have a 6 carbon chain. I'm going to stop writing backwards because I always run out of room. So let's just make note that this is going to be a hexene, and our double bond starts on our 3 carbon. And now we have a few methyls that we have to take care of. We have a methyl here, a methyl here, a methyl here, and a methyl here on our 5 carbon. So we have 2 methyls on our 2 carbon, and we have 2 methyls on our 5 carbon. So let's go ahead. 2 takes priority. So remember, we have to list both of them. 2, 2, 5, 5, and so because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 total, our prefix is going to be tetra, methyl, 3, hexene. All right, and the last one, same thing. This we know we're going to start from the right because our double bond is way over here. So let's go ahead and number it. Seems like we're dealing with a 9 carbon chain. Let's double check. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is there anything longer? It doesn't look like it. So we're dealing with a 9. And because our double bond starts on our 2 carbon, let's make note that it's going to be a 2 nonene. Now we have to deal with our substituents here. I'm going to pick green this time. We have a methyl here. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon substituent here. This is an isomer of butane, so we're dealing with a isobutyl. All right, and we have another one, another methyl group here. All right, so when naming this, our B is going to come before M, or methyl. So let's start with our isobutyl chain here. So this is on our, go back to, right, this is on our 5 carbon. We have isobutyl 6, 7 dimethyl because we have 2. And our 2 nonene. I ran out of room there. I hope you can see this. It's a 5 isobutyl because it's on our 5 carbon. And then we have 6, 7 dimethyl, di because we have 2. 1, 2. And it's on our 6 carbon and our 7 carbon. And we have 2 nonene, 2 because our double bond starts on our 2 carbon. Nonene, we have a 9 carbon parent chain. And that's it, guys. Thanks for being patient. I was learning this along with you. If there are any corrections that need to be made, feel free to comment below, and we'll go over it. All right, take care, guys.